Boom! How are you all doing? It's your boy PTR, long time no see. So, while we're here. So, today I want to talk about something that's been bothering a lot of us who collect and care about physical games. How physical media is slowly being hollowed out. More and more, we're seeing new games shipped on disc without the full game on them. And that's a huge problem. Not just for collectors like myself.
Hello there.
But for game preservation as a whole. But before we go any further, let me make something clear. This is not an attack on digital games or people who prefer them. Digital and physical formats can and should coexist. There's room for both. What's important, and what this video is really about, is the fact that developers and publishers need to respect the physical media community. If you're going to sell a disc, it should mean something. It should work. It should be complete. And more than that, it should be something worth preserving. We don't just want a piece of plastic. We want a piece of history. Something you can revisit, share, and pass down. Let's be clear. Buying a game on disc used to mean owning a full self-contained product. You could pop it into a console years later and play it. No updates, no servers, no internet. That was the point of physical media. You owned something. But lately, that's changing. There's a worrying trend where the full game isn't even being put on the disc. More and more publishers are treating the disc like a glorified unlock code. Take Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. The disc contains just 72 megabytes. That's not the game, that's a license to download it. That's it. Or look at the collector's editions. God of War Ragnarok is a perfect example. You spend over $100, open the box expecting a physical game, and there's nothing inside, just a steelbook and a downloadable code. My brother in Christ, why? Now, we're seeing the same thing with upcoming titles like Indiana Jones and the Great Circle and Doom the Dark Ages on the PlayStation 5. These are major, full-priced AAA releases, and what I'm seeing is that they won't even have the full game on the disc either. That's a slap in the face to people who choose to buy physical games. If we're just downloading everything anyway, what is the point of the disc? It's no longer a product, it's just a middleman, a plastic token that sends you online to get the thing you already paid for. It completely misses the point of physical media. We're not asking for special treatment, we're just asking for what used to be the standard. Insert the disc and play the game. At this point, it's basically just downloading the game with extra steps. Some people might say, who cares? Everything's digital now. Or, this has been happening since the PlayStation 4. And sure, digital is convenient. No one's denying that. But this isn't about convenience. It's about ownership and preservation. This is also about becoming aware of the practice that many of us, myself included, didn't fully realize was happening until recently. And now that we know, we're speaking up and asking for a change. When you buy digital, you're not buying a product, you're buying a license. That license can be revoked. Servers can be shut down. Games can be delisted. Just look at The Crew. Ubisoft is now facing a proposed class action lawsuit, not just for shutting down the servers, but for actually remotely deleting the game off people's consoles. That crosses every line. You paid for it, and now it's gone. This is why physical media matters. It gives you something tangible, something you can keep, share, or sell. But that only holds true if the full game is on the disc. Otherwise, you're still at the mercy of online servers, and when those go offline, your disc becomes a coaster. Let's not forget games like Deadpool or Godzilla on the PlayStation 4. Both were delisted due to expired licenses, but thanks to physical copies, you can still play them today, offline, as intended. The downside, getting your hands on them now will cost you a small fortune. That's how the rare physical games market works, unfortunately. Then there's Babylon's Fall, a PlayStation 5 title that had physical copies but was online only. A year later, after launch, the servers were shut down. The disc completely useless. Just a paperweight. But again, that's the risk you take with any online game. Same thing happened with Overwatch and it will happen again. We also have to talk about the community involvement. Physical discs are what enable modders, archivists, and passionate fans to preserve and even enhance games. Fan translations, HD mods, and unofficial patches exist because someone ripped the disc and shared it before the service went down. If you remove the disc, you cut off the community from preserving what companies let die. The point is, every game doesn't need to be a risk, especially single player or offline focused titles. Those should live on, preserved and accessible. Physical media should be safeguarded, not an empty promise. I want to be really clear on this. This isn't about taking sides or saying one format is better than the other. Physical and digital media aren't enemies. They're tools, different ways of accessing and preserving games, and both can absolutely coexist. Physical games can give you control. You can play them whenever you want. No servers, no internet. If your console works, the disc works. That's a big deal, especially as more companies push towards always online experiences. At the same time, digital media plays a crucial role in preservation too, especially for smaller indie titles or games that never got a physical release. Some developers just can't afford it, manufacturing or even publishing. A game like Short Hike, for example, exists only digitally on most platforms, and without digital storefronts, we'd never get to experience games like that. Or take PT, the Silent Hills teaser. It was only ever available digitally, and now that it's been pulled, it's essentially lost, unless you happen to still have it download on a PlayStation 4. It's a harsh reminder that digital games can vanish, just like physical ones can degrade. Even bigger digital titles like Infamous First Light and Resogun helped defy the early PlayStation 4 era. They wouldn't have existed the same way without the digital distribution. And let's not forget developers themselves. Some have spoken out about their frustration with digital-only releases, saying that their work feels lost in a flood of content. Having even a small physical print can give a game weight, permanence, and a sense of achievement. And let's be honest, physical media isn't forever either. Discs can rot, hardware fails, preservation will eventually rely on digital archives, and that's okay, we know. But going all digital, that's putting all our eggs in one basket. That's trusting that that platform, storefront, and licensing deals will last forever. They won't. And when they disappear, they take the games with them. That's why the solution isn't to choose one or the other, it's to respect both. Let digital thrive, let physical persist. But if you're going to sell a disc, make sure that the full game is on it. No download codes, no half-empty placeholders. Give people real ownership. This all ties into a big issue, game preservations. I've been blabbling about this the whole time. Think about it. Movies have reels. Music has vinyl. Books have paperbacks. But what does gaming have if it all depends on temporary access and online service? We've already lost countless titles. Drive Club, Forza Horizon 1-3, Scott Pilgrim, Rumbleverse, all removed from storefronts. Some had physical versions, others were digital only. But in the end, if a key file is missing or a server shuts down, ownership means nothing. And again, Babylon's Fall on the PlayStation 5. It's a brutal example. A licensed physical disc sold in stores and now completely useless. The game lasted less than a year. That's not preservation, that's disposable software. And when you look at your shelf full of games, it tells a story. It's a timeline of your life as a gamer. A digital list can't give you that. It disappears the moment a service goes down or a license expires. Now, personally, I wouldn't play any of the previous games I just mentioned, but that's not the point. Somewhere out there, someone does. Some of my fondest gaming memories come from the PlayStation 1 and 2 era. And one day, I'd love for my future sons to see what games were like back then and experience how far gaming has come. Surely, every gamer has that moment, that one game where your eyes widened and you fell in love with this medium. Years down the line, wouldn't you want that chance to go back to that moment? To replay that game, to show it to someone else? That's what this is about. And that's why we are so passionate. Game preservation isn't about keeping gaming history alive. It's about protecting memories. So that joy, the creativity and the milestones of this industry aren't lost to time and poor decisions. If we don't act now, we risk entering a digital dark age where thousands of games are gone forever, with nothing but YouTube clips or screenshots left behind. That can't be the legacy we leave, surely? So, what are we asking for? If you sell a game on a disc, put the whole game on that disc. Make it playable offline, no ifs, no buts. We're not saying that multiplayer-focused games like Call of Duty should lose their online modes, but their full single-player campaign, that should be playable without needing an internet connection. Look back at the infamous PSN blackout in 2011, when the entire PlayStation network was offline for almost a month. That can happen again, and one day it will. If your digital game needs the internet to function, to verify your ownership, or to unlock basic features, then you're at the mercy of working internet, licensing agreements, and publishers who can arbitrarily delete your games from your system. Worse, if your account gets banned, goodbye games. Yes, updates are fine. One-day patches, DLC, and bug fixes have become part of modern gaming. But the base game, it should be self-contained and fully functional from day one. Let us own what we pay for, respect the collectors, respect the history, respect the players who want to play now or 20 years later. Well, thanks for sticking around and listening. I know this topic hits home for a lot of us. Do you still buy physical media? Have you run into any of these disc-only issues lately? Drop your thoughts down in the comments and let's talk about it. If you found this video helpful, cool, please consider liking and subscribing. It really helps the channel and it might spread awareness to issues like this. The TLDR is digital and physical can both exist, but if we lose physical media as a reliable, complete format, we lose a massive part of what makes game ownership meaningful. Let's not let that happen. Right, thanks for watching. My name is PTR. I'll see you all next time. PTR out.